Chapter 3.
Solids, liquids and gases. Learning objectives. Properties of solids, liquids and gases. Solubility of solids, liquids and gases. Changing states of matter. Anything that occupies space and has weight is called matter. Matter exists in three different states: solid, liquid and gas. Matter is made up of very small particles called molecules. These molecules arrange themselves and move between the spaces in a particular way in each of the different states of matter. The way in which the molecules move gives the matter different forms: solid, liquid and gas. Properties of solids, liquids and gases. Solids. In solids, molecules are very close to each other. They are closely packed. They are arranged in a tight, regular pattern with very little movement. This is the reason why solids have a definite shape and their shapes do not change easily. For example, in an ice cube, the particles are held very close together, giving it a clear shape. So, solids have a fixed shape, a fixed volume. Liquids. In liquids, molecules are less closely packed than in solids. The molecules move around a little more easily than those in a solid. However, they remain close to one another, though not in a definite arrangement. This pattern allows a liquid to change its shape easily. A liquid changes its shape depending on the space it occupies. For example, water in a glass tumbler takes the shape of the tumbler. Thus, liquids have no fixed shape. They take the shape of the container in which they are poured, can be poured, can flow. However, liquids have a fixed volume. Gases. In gases, molecules are very loosely packed. They are wide apart from each other. They move rapidly and maintain large spaces between each other. They do not form a definite shape or volume. They spread out to fill the available space. Gases can be compressed easily and made to flow in any particular direction. Thus, gases have no fixed shape, fill the space of the vessel, have no fixed volume, flow more easily than liquids. Solubility of solids, liquids and gases. Dissolving solids in a liquid, water. When you add sugar into water, what happens? It breaks up into tiny particles and disappears in the water. The sugar molecules fill up the spaces between the molecules of a liquid and make the water sweet. We call it a syrup. Like sugar, any solid matter which dissolves in liquid is called a solute. The liquid into which the solute is dissolved is called a solvent. The new substance produced from the mixture of the solute and solvent is called a solution. Syrup is a solution of sugar and water. Sugar, solute, plus water, solvent, is equal to sweet water solution. Soluble and insoluble substances. The substances that dissolve completely in water are called soluble substances. The substances that do not dissolve in water are called insoluble substances. Salt, sugar and turmeric are soluble substances, whereas stone, chalk powder and sand are insoluble substances. Dissolving liquids in a liquid. There are some liquids such as juice, water, milk, etc. that can easily dissolve in water. Such liquids are called miscible liquids. Some liquids such as oil and petroleum do not dissolve in water. They are lighter than water and hence float on water. Such liquids are called immiscible liquids. Dissolving gases in a liquid. Water can dissolve many gases like oxygen, nitrogen, ammonia, and carbon dioxide. Aquatic animals breathe in oxygen dissolved in water. In aerated water, carbon dioxide is dissolved in water under pressure. When we open a bottle of a soda water, we can see the dissolved carbon dioxide escaping rapidly. The escaping gas bubbles make aerated water look as if it is boiling. Changing states of matter. There are some substances that can change from one state to another. Water is the only liquid that can be found in all the three states. The change of states of a substance happens because of the change in temperature. Melting. When a solid is heated, it changes into its liquid form. This process of changing solid into liquid state is called melting. When an ice cube is kept in the open, it gets heated and melts into water. Evaporation. When a liquid is heated, it changes into gas. This process of changing liquid into its gaseous form is called evaporation. When water gets heated, it changes into water vapor. Condensation. When a gas is cooled down, it changes into its liquid form. This process of changing a gas into its liquid form is called condensation. When water vapor cools down, it changes into water. This is how it rains. Temporary and permanent changes. Heating and cooling can bring a change in the state of matter. When a candle is heated, the solid wax breaks apart and the molecules move around freely. Solid wax has now become a liquid, but no new substance is formed. Similarly, when water is heated, it becomes gas and no new substance is formed. A change that affects the size, shape, and the state of the matter and does not form any new substance is called temporary or physical change. Sometimes the change is permanent. During heating or cooling, when a new substance is formed, the substance is said to have undergone a permanent or chemical change. For example, on burning a block of wood, charcoal is formed. Here, the wood undergoes a chemical change to produce a new substance called charcoal. We then say that a chemical change has taken place. Keywords. Matter, a substance that occupies space. Molecules, tiny particles that make up matter. Melting, the process of changing a solid into its liquid form. Evaporation, the process of changing a liquid into its gaseous form. Condensation, the process of changing a gas into its liquid form. Looking back, matter is any substance which has weight and occupies space. Matter is made up of very tiny particles called molecules. There is some space between the molecules of all the substances. Water can dissolve many gases and solids. Dissolved solid in a liquid does not increase its volume. Heating and cooling produce important changes in materials. New substances are formed.
Chapter 3.